Gulfstream. Not everything is meant to be understood. Some things are meant to be witnessed. One of the quiet frustrations of growth is realizing that not everyone will understand you, your choices, your pace, your restraint, your silence. And early on, we mistake that for a problem. We explain more, we clarify, we over communicate. We try to translate our inner world into language. That makes others comfortable. But there's a point in maturity where you realize something is important. Understanding is not always the assignment. Some stages of life are not meant to be explained, they're meant to be embodied. Because understanding lives in the mind, witnessing lives in the nervous system. People don't understand death by hearing about it, they understand it by feeling it in your presence. This is why explanation often fail at higher levels of growth. Words flatten what presence carries. You can explain calm to someone who lives in chaos, but they won't get it until they feel regulated near you. You can explain integrity, but it's your consistency under pressure that actually teaches it. You can explain love, but it's how you stay open when misunderstood that makes it real. At some point, seeking to be understood becomes a form of self-betrayal because it asks you to compress your truth into shapes others are ready to digest. And not everyone has the capacity to digest what you're carrying. That doesn't mean you're wrong. It doesn't mean you're unclear. It means you've outgrown explanation as your primary tool. Witnessing works differently. When someone witnesses you, they don't need to agree. They don't need to categorize you. They don't even need language. They sense coherence. They feel safety. They notice steadiness. Witnessing happens when you stop performing for approval and start standing rooted in who you are. This is why highly coherent people are often misunderstood. Before they're respected, understanding usually comes later, after enough consistency that your presence becomes undeniable. And here's the hard part. When you stop chasing understanding, some people will project stories onto you. They'll fill the silence with their assumptions, their fears, their unfinished business. That's not failure. That's a mirror. You don't correct every projection. You don't defend every misunderstanding. You let time and embodiment do the talking. Because truth that needs constant explanation is still fragile. Truth that can be witnessed is already integrated. So if you're in a season where you feel unseen, untranslated, or misread, pause. Before you assume something is wrong, you may not be in an explain season. You may be in a presence season. And presence doesn't argue, it doesn't chase, it doesn't convince, it simply remains. And over time, those who are capable will recognize it. Not because you explained yourself better, but because you stayed true. Not everything is meant to be understood. Some things are meant to be witnessed. Thought streams.